AJ Styles, and you're watching BrettO Live.
What is going on, guys? BrettO Live back with another video, and welcome to the Week in Review, episode 178. This is where we go over Raw and SmackDown in a WWE action figure setup style. About halfway through this video, we're going to be jumping into SmackDown, so stay tuned for it. Don't leave the video quite yet. We're going to get through Raw first, tell you what happened. I'm going to give you a rating at the end of the Raw part, and then the SmackDown part as well. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Can we get to 200 likes on this video? That would be absolutely awesome. Help me out with that. And without further ado, let's jump into Monday Night Raw. We opened up the show with Seth freaking Rollins. I was interested to see what they were going to do with Seth Rollins here. Are they going to continue the rivalry between him and Riddle, or is he going to move on to something else? So he comes out, grabs a microphone, and he talks about how he is done with Riddle. He's done with Riddle. He doesn't want anything to do with him anymore, and he wants to move on to bigger and better things, that being championship gold. Right before he was about to maybe talk about Roman Reigns and the Undisputed Universal Championship, out comes Riddle. Riddle comes out, and Riddle interrupts Seth Rollins, but he doesn't use a microphone. He jumps right in the ring and starts beating up Seth Rollins. They have an all-out brawl. They fight into the crowd, but in the end, eventually, Seth Rollins was able to escape the grasp of Riddle, and then Riddle was left in the ring. Not taken out, but he was just left in the ring without no Seth Rollins. And then the Judgment Day's music hits. Finn Balor, Damian Priest, they come out, and they offer Riddle a position in the Judgment Day. I'm like, he's not going to accept this. So Riddle declines the offer, and then it turns into a match between Riddle and Finn Balor one-on-one. It was a pretty decent match. Don't get me wrong. Seth Rollins came out to interject himself, causing Riddle to lose and get a coup de grace done to him to lose the match. Finn Balor and Damian Priest leave, and then Seth Rollins runs back into the ring and hits a curb stomp on Riddle and tells Riddle that he's done with the rivalry. Okay, so you're telling me you're going to hit a stomp on someone and say, oh yeah, we're done. No, we are not. Riddle is going to come back for revenge, and he is going to try to take out Seth Rollins, and in the end, I believe, maybe Randy Orton comes back and helps out Riddle. But as far as the beginning of this show, I thought it started with a bang. Judgment Day coming out, Seth Rollins and Riddle rivalry continuing. I thought it was pretty decent. Moving over here, it was part of Damage Control. Io Sky, and Dakota Kai going up against Raquel Rodriguez and Aaliyah, the new Women's Tag Team Champions. It was a Women's Tag Team Championship match. Of course, they got a rematch because Dakota Kai got pinned in their last tag team match, and she wasn't the legal man. So technically, Aaliyah and Raquel Rodriguez should not have won. But this match was pretty decent. I did enjoy it, and in the end, we saw Io Sky and Dakota Kai pick up the victory and win the Women's Tag Team Championships. It was a short reign for Raquel and Aaliyah. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I think they could have made their reign a little bit longer, or instead of giving Raquel and Aaliyah the titles, they should have just given Io Sky and Dakota Kai the titles right away. I don't really feel the need to give the titles right to Raquel and Aaliyah in their first match. Why didn't you just give them to Dakota Kai and Io Sky? Damage Control. But anyways, they won the titles, and I'm really happy about it. I do like Damage Control. I think that's pretty cool. The only thing I hate about them is their theme song. It is garbage. But I'm so happy that they were able to pick up the victory over Aaliyah and Raquel. I think it's pretty cool. Moving over here, it was Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair coming out, talking about how she's having a Raw Women's Championship Open Challenge. And I'm like, ooh, is this going to be a return? Is this going to be a person we haven't seen in a while? Maybe Bayley? No, she's out in the ring. Open Challenge. Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville, bro. What? Sonya Deville comes out, and they have a match for the Raw Women's Championship, and obviously, Bianca Belair is able to win the match over Sonya Deville, and then she gets interrupted by Bayley, of course, right after the match, and then Damage Control, Io Sky and Dakota Kai, they kind of surround Bianca Belair. They're about to take her out, and then they start taking her out, and then here comes Alexa Bliss and Asuka running down the ramp to help out Bianca Belair, which I thought was pretty cool. So I guess they're continuing the 3-on-3 rivalry here. Maybe the next contenders for the Women's Tag Team Championships are going to be Asuka and Alexa Bliss. I'm really into that. I think it's cool. But yeah, as far as the all this goes, it was okay. You know, nothing too special. Moving over here, it was Johnny Gargano's first in-ring action back in WWE in over I think it's over 10 months here. And he went up against Chad Gable, the Master Gable, the leader of the Alpha Academy. Shoo! So this was a pretty good match. It was 1-on-1. It was decently long. I'm not gonna lie. I think this should have been a shorter match to show Johnny Gargano's dominance. But Triple went with more of a long style of match, and it was pretty freaking decent. We saw some decent maneuvers. I loved the spear by Johnny Gargano through the ropes. He used to do that all the time in NXT. And then to finish off the match, he jumped over the top rope and then a wicked spike DDT to Chad Gable, spiking his head into the mat and then pinned him 1, 2, 3. Otis ran in and tried to get a hand on Johnny Gargano, and then he gave him the little suck it pose, paying homage to Triple H, of course, which I thought was pretty cool. As Johnny Gargano is leaving the arena, here comes Theory. Theory attacks him from behind with the briefcase, dude. Of course, he's trying to say that, yes, our rivalry is still going on. I did not forget about you, Gargano. So Gargano gets whacked with a Money in the Bank briefcase right from behind, right as he wins this match. But as far as Gargano's first in-ring action in a while, I thought it was really good. I thought it was a decent match. It was more of like a wrestling style of match, and I enjoyed it. After Theory hits Johnny Gargano with the Money in the Bank contract, he goes out to the ring, starts talking crap about Johnny Gargano, and he gets interrupted by Kevin Owens, one of my favorite superstars on Monday Night Raw right now. He is kicking so much butt with the microphone in the ring. He is just amazing. Kevin Owens is so freaking good, dude. He comes out with the microphone and he just gives it all to Theory. He tries to teach him a lesson, tries to show him a little bit about what respect is. He's like, you put it all out in the ring when you do this and that. He's just trying to talk some sense into this young upstart Theory. And then in the end, Theory didn't care what he had to say. He's like, well, you'll never have this Money in the Bank briefcase, and you'll never be me. And then Kevin Owens is like, screw this. He slaps him across the face, and then it ends out in an all-out brawl. But the promo, if you guys have not seen it, you have to see it. It was a great promo from Kevin Owens. He's amazing on the microphone. Always has been. So he definitely taught Theory a lesson, in my opinion, that ended up in an all-out brawl. And I loved it. They got broken up by refs and security guards, but I still thought it was pretty good. Moving over here, this is The Miz. The Miz was getting interviewed in his home. Yeah, in his home, The Miz was getting interviewed, and as he was getting interviewed, the back windows showed Dexter Loomis' face multiple different times in his windows. So he's stalking The Miz. Very interesting. So he's stalking The Miz as he's getting interviewed in his home, and then Miz is like, we have to go. Me and Maurice have to go to like a party or something. So this is odd. And then he kicks the cameraman out of his house, and then Miz drives away with his wife Maurice, and then they pan back to the window inside Miz's house, and Dexter Loomis is in there. He's writing a drawing of Miz and his family. I'm like, dude, this is so just weird, yo. Like, what is happening with this? And why is Dexter Loomis being treated as the face here? He's breaking in to his freaking co-worker's house. What a creep. What is happening here? Miz is being treated as the heel, and Dexter Loomis is the face, but he's breaking into a man's house? Call the police. I agree with Corey Graves on this. I normally don't agree with Corey Graves. But oh my gosh, this is crazy. As far as it goes in a whole, I think it's really dumb in my opinion. I just want to see Dexter Loomis and The Miz fight. That's all I want to see. Moving over here is our main event of the show. They were hyping it up all night. Dominic Mysterio versus Edge 1-on-1. I loved this match. I thought Edge was teaching Dominic a lesson. He had him locked up in the ropes. You know how you get your arms stuck in these ropes and then the opponent can do whatever they want to him. Edge starts laying haymakers on Dominic's face. The ref's counting down to 5. Edge backs off. He gets back on him. And then Ray comes in. He's like, dude, you have to stop. Edge, slow down. And then Edge is like, I need to teach him a lesson. Get out of my way. But then it ends up in a disqualification after Finn Balor and Damian Priest jump in the ring, and then Rhea Ripley's out there as well. And they take out Rey Mysterio, and then they take out Edge, and then they destroy his leg after Finn Balor does a coup de grace onto his damaged leg. After Dominic slammed it a bunch of times with a steel chair, dude. But Dominic hasn't really touched Rey Mysterio that much. He didn't really take him out. He didn't really do any maneuvers to Rey. So I don't know, dude. I think Dominic will come around and eventually come back to Rey Mysterio. But as far as Judgment Day goes, I think it's pretty decent. Some people are hating on Judgment Day. I think it's pretty good, personally. But yeah. They recruited Dominic, and he is there to stay for a while, it looks like. But yeah, guys, that was Monday Night Raw. I thought it was a really decent show. Let me know what you guys thought about the show down in the comments below, your favorite moment and the rating for Monday Night Raw. Like I said, that was a pretty good show. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 in the end. Once again, a 3 out of 5 for Monday Night Raw. And now we're going to jump into SmackDown. SmackDown wasn't half bad this week. Not as good as Raw, in my opinion. But we're going to jump into the opening promo. Starting off first, we opened up the show with the return of Logan Paul. Logan Paul is back, and he's back for another match, maybe up against Roman Reigns. Logan Paul recently had Roman Reigns on his podcast, and after he was done, doing the podcast with Roman Reigns, after Roman Reigns walked out of the room, and then he started talking crap, supposedly. I didn't listen to the podcast, but that's what I've heard. And then he comes out here, he calls out, he mentions the Tribal Chief, and you don't mention the Tribal Chief without getting away with it. Paul Heyman makes his presence felt. Come back. We haven't seen Paul Heyman since SummerSlam. Same with Logan Paul, I believe, too. Of course, when he got put through that announce desk, Paul Heyman definitely warned Logan Paul that you don't mention the Tribal Chief's name without getting away with it. But then Sami Zayn's like, I think I got this, Paul. I don't think you're the right guy for this. I think I got this. So Sami Zayn gets in the ring with Logan Paul. Logan Paul sucker punches him right away with the right hand and then kind of just takes him out. I was like, okay. I wasn't really the biggest fan of this opening promo. Not really the biggest fan of Logan Paul. But yeah, Paul Heyman, good to see him back in the company. You know what I'm saying? But then it jumped right into the next match because Ricochet's music hit right as it looked like the Bloodline was about to take out Logan Paul. Ricochet ran out, and then it jumped into our opening match, which was Sami Zayn versus Ricochet one-on-one. This match wasn't half bad. I did enjoy it. You had the Bloodline getting involved multiple different times on ringside with Solo Sikoa as well. And then you also did have Logan Paul in the corner of Ricochet, which I thought was pretty cool. In the end, Ricochet was able to hit the shooting star press on Sami Zayn to pick up the victory after Jey Uso distracted Sami Zayn, which I found kind of odd. But Jey Uso was definitely a little pissed off because Ricochet did, sucker punch Jey Uso like off the apron or something. He might have drop kicked him, something. But he definitely got a hit on Jey Uso, made him angry. And then kind of got Jey Uso trying to get into the ring. But yeah, in the end, Ricochet was able to pick up the victory and, celebrate with Logan Paul up the ramp. I thought that was pretty good. Moving over here, it was the Maximum Male Models showing off their brand new back-to-school style of clothes. And before they could even make it down to the ring, Marseille and Mansois were taken out by Braun Strowman. I found it a pretty cool visual. Braun Strowman was just running between them, and then he took out both Marseille and Mansois, and then he ran towards the ring after Max Dupree and Maxine Dupree, and then the Alpha Academy come out. They start rushing down to the ring. Otis gets a couple shots in on Braun Strowman. It really shocked me. And then he picks up Braun Strowman in a body slam position and slams him with a freaking World's Strongest Slam type maneuver. I'm like, what? Otis, what an absolute beast. He dropped him down. I was not expecting this. I thought Braun Strowman was going to come out and deck everybody. But no, Triple H catching us off guard with this one. Setting up for our match next week, which is going to be Otis versus Braun Strowman one-on-one. Right after he slammed him, though, after Otis and Gable left the ring, Braun Strowman sat right up, and he got right up like nothing even happened, which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, it was cool to see Otis slam Braun. I'm interested to see what's going to happen in their match next week. Moving over here, it was Bayley and Damage Control coming out, and they got interrupted by Raquel Rodriguez. Jumping into their match, it was Raquel Rodriguez going up against Bayley one-on-one. This match wasn't bad. I actually did kind of enjoy it until Dakota Kai and Io Sky kept on getting involved, distracting Raquel Rodriguez, even getting some shots in on Raquel Rodriguez, forcing her to lose the match to Bayley. But then after Damage Control jumped in the ring and started taking out Raquel Rodriguez, Shotzi ran out as a face and helped out Raquel Rodriguez. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my gosh, Shotzi's a face all of a sudden? So that's pretty cool. The Triple's, changing it up a bit, making Shotzi a face. See how that goes. So maybe it could be Raquel and Shotzi going up against Io Sky and Dakota Kai. Maybe no. You never know. It could be interesting. Moving over here was a little interview backstage with Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey, basically just saying at Extreme Rules they're going to be having an Extreme Rules match for the women's tag team. Not the women's tag team. The women's SmackDown Women's Championship. So that ought to be pretty good. I am looking forward to it. But yeah, this was a little interview backstage. Them basically just talking about it. Nothing too crazy. Moving over here, Karrion Kross did another one of his little promo dark videos talking about how he's coming after Drew McIntyre. And then Drew McIntyre responded later in the show on top of the announce desk out in the arena that Karrion Kross has got his attention and he wants to take him out. And I'm like, ooh, finally acknowledging Karrion Kross, after all these attacks recently, even distracting him at Clash of the Castle with that water bottle. So I'm interested to see when they're going to have their match. Maybe at Extreme Rules, maybe at the Crown Jewel. I don't know, but I am looking forward to it. I'm a fan of Karrion Kross. I'm a fan of Drew McIntyre, so this ought to be really freaking decent. And then our main event of the show. Yes, I know that is Cash Wheeler or Dash Wilder right there. I'm just trying to act that as Ridge Holland. But anyways, it was Sheamus. Well, no, it wasn't Sheamus. It was the Brawling Brutes going to get up against Imperium versus the New Day versus Hit Row for the number one contender freaking spot to face the Usos for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. So if you win this match, you get an opportunity up against the Usos for the World Tag Team titles. And this match was awesome, bro. An amazing fatal four-way tag team match between all four of these teams. I'm still confused, though, why New Day is getting these opportunities. The Viking Raiders beat the New Day. Shouldn't the Viking idiots be getting the opportunities? It still doesn't make any sense to me. But anyways, the New Day were in the match, too. This was a great match. Some high-flying action. I loved the Alabama Slam from Ridge Holland to Top Dollar. That was so sick. Bro, that is so hard to do. You need to be an insanely strong dude to hit that. So hats off to Ridge Holland. That was awesome. In the end, we saw Ridge Holland pick up the victory as he tagged himself in when Imperium didn't see it. And then he was able to pin. I forgot who he pinned, but he pinned somebody to pick up the victory. It might have been Kofi Kingston. But yeah, he pinned him to get the number one contender spot for the Usos. Pretty cool how the Brawling Brutes were able to pick up this victory. I wasn't expecting that, so that is cool. I was expecting maybe Imperium, but no. I thought it really cool how the Brawling Brutes were able to take the dub here, and I'm interested to see what they're going to do in the future. That was the main event of the show, and then we also did have Solo Sikoa go up against Madcap Moss for the North American Championship. This match wasn't bad. Not my favorite match on the card. But yeah, Solo Sikoa was able to pick up the victory with the help of Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn showing his allegiance to Solo Sikoa. And Solo Sikoa having a little better relationship with Sami Zayn than he is with his own brothers, the Usos. What is going to happen with that? Or is he just setting up Sami Zayn so he could turn on him? Very interesting. We'll have to see how this all plays out in the upcoming episodes of SmackDown. But yes, guys, that was SmackDown setup style. In the end, I'm probably going to give SmackDown a 3 out of 5. Had some decent matches. I did enjoy the show. There were a couple boring parts, though, of course. Always is. It's WWE. But yeah, guys, that was the weekend review. Really enjoyed. Feel free to drop your ratings down in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Brett out.